Hi everyone, and welcome back to the latest Rusteroids tutorial. This week we're going to wrap the player around nicely so that it doesn't jump from one side to the other. A friend of mine pointed out to me how jarring it was, and so I thought I'd correct it this week. As usual, let's check we have the code from the previous tutorial running. And if you don't see this code with the level and high score on the display, then you can do git checkout tutorial 16 to get the code at that point. All of the code changes this week will occur in main.rs, so we'll go there now. And we'll scroll up to the render function, specifically the bit which draws all of the renderable assets. Underneath this, we will grab a reference to the player read storage from the ECS. Then we will loop through all of the joined objects of type renderable, position, and player. We will then create a variable called source of type rectNew, starting at 0, 0 and taking the input width and height as the bounds. Then we create a variable called x, which is a copy of the pos.x cast as an i32. And the same for the y component, again casting as i32. Then we create a variable called dest, which is formed by calling rectNew, but remembering that the position given is the center point, so we have to subtract half from that first. And then we just use the output width and output height for the width and height of the rect. Then we create a Boolean value called drawSecond and set the value to false. Then we need to check if the destination x is less than half of the renderable output width, calling try_into to do the conversion and unwrap to just return the result. And if this is the case, then we need to add the game width to the output destination, and we set drawSecond equal to true. Then we add an if-else statement to check if the destination.x is greater than the game width minus the renderable output width over 2, casting as i32. If that's the case, then we will subtract the game width and also set the drawSecond flag to true. Underneath this, we will create another if block to check if the y-coordinate is too close to either edge. Firstly, we check if the destination y-coordinate is less than the output height over 2. And if it is, then we add the game height to the destination y-coordinate, and of course set the drawSecond flag to true. And finally we do the opposite, in the case the player is too close to the bottom edge, by subtracting the game height and setting the flag to true. We check the drawSecond variable, and if we aren't drawing a second, then we can break out of this loop. And now we calculate the center of the image as a point. It is the renderable output width and height over 2. Then we get a reference to the texture by calling the texture manager and passing in the texture name. And finally, we call canvas copyX, the extended version, to copy the image, passing in the texture, the source rect, the dest rect, the renderable rotation, the center, and then false and false, remembering the question mark on the end. Then we call cargo run. And from the error, we can see we missed an S on the end of the call to renderables, so we add that in. And we call cargo run again. And we should see the game pop up. If we move to the edge of the screens, we can see that we get 2 images drawing at the same time, helping to explain visually that we're wrapping around, rather than jumping from one side to the other immediately. And that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and if you would like to, please subscribe and hit the notifications button to get notified when the next video is up. For now though, I'll wish you a good day, hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.